So many situations out there make it easy to give up on love. Tell me when the last time anybody really ever gave a fuck. Yeah.
Hey everyone, so this is our mom win for the week. What I did is end up making blueberry jam for my kids. Now there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this. The first thing you have to do no matter what is rinse off your blueberries, and what I did is put it inside of a bowl. Now I want to make this clear, I did have to tweak this recipe because I only had 1 carton of blueberries. I didn't want to make a lot just in case my kids didn't like it. I am going to put it on top of their pancakes. Now you can just make this into a regular jam and you didn't use it on top of like toast or biscuits, but I am going to be using this on top of pancakes tonight. I'm making pancakes for dinner. So this is such an easy recipe. I did have to play around with the amounts. I didn't want it to be too sweet, so I used about half the amount of sugar I had in the bowl, and then half the amount of honey that I had. So I used probably about a half a tablespoon of honey, and then I used 1/4 cup of sugar. Now if you're wanting to use this as like a sauce like I am, I would say probably use 3 teaspoons of cornstarch. That might be perfect. I put a little bit more in it so that later on I could kind of for the kids I'm actually going to keep it the thickness just so it's not as messy. For us, I am going to make it a little bit runnier just by heating it back up, maybe putting a little bit of water in it. But for the kids, this is the perfect consistency because I did not want this to be all over the plate, the table, the floor. Yeah. Okay, so when I put this stuff inside of the pot, there's nothing in there except water. As you can see, there's a little steam coming off of it because it's trying to dry. I just got done washing it, so there's no grease or oil or butter in the pot. And I just poured the blueberries, the washed blueberries inside of there. I put the sugar inside of there, and then I kind of let it cook before I put the cornstarch in it because I did want it to reduce a little bit and let the juices of the blueberries come out before I put the cornstarch, and it got too thick. So again, I did have to tweak it, so I used 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of honey. So with that, I just poured everything inside of the pot. I let it come up to a little bit of a simmer. I kept mixing it. I didn't want anything to stick. I started squishing the blueberries just so that I can get more juice out of them. If you did want it to be a little bit more thicker, a little bit more texture to it, you can keep the blueberries whole, but I just wanted a little bit more of again, I want it to be more of a jam consistency, so I just squished it up. I love it that way. Honestly, to me it makes the pancakes taste better when I put on top of pancakes or biscuits or something like that. Again, as you can see, I used half of the honey, and then once I got done letting it come to a boil, I tasted it, and it honestly was perfect. I didn't want it to be any sweeter than what it was. Again, this is going to be for my kids too, and I really don't like them having a lot of sweet stuff for breakfast or even for dinner. And then again, this is going on pancakes. This will replace syrup. So once I give them this, they will not need syrup. This will pretty much be it. This is just to make it sweet. Honestly, it gives them another fruit. Trying to get their daily fruits and vegetables in the day. What I do in the morning time is I actually make a blueberry smoothie and I put spinach in that, and they love it. I'm just trying to incorporate so much more fruits and vegetables in their diet. cornstarch, what I did was add half of the cornstarch at a time, but half of it inside of this little small bowl, and I put a little bit of water, mix it up, and then I added it to the blueberry mixture. Mix it up, let that come to another boil, just to see how thick it was getting. I didn't want to add too much, so I just added it a little bit at a time, kind of let it heat back up, come to whatever thickness it was going to, and decided whether or not I want it to be that thick. Now if you want it to be more of a sauce on top of pancakes, this would probably be perfect, but again, I do have kids and I didn't want it to be as messy with it being so runny, so I made it up to be a little bit thicker. Once I go ahead and heat it up again later on today, I'll decide if I want to make it just a tad bit, a little bit more watery, or would this be the perfect consistency. I can always add it at any time when I heat it back up. I just didn't want it to be too runny and then have to heat it back up and put more cornstarch in it. This just made it easier for me. Honestly, I feel like this is the perfect if this was for an adult, or even if your child isn't as messy as ours, but you just do what works for you. Now, a couple tips with this recipe. What you can do is put this in a mason jar, and then you can put it in the refrigerator and it will last up to 2 weeks. Now, since I'm using this tonight, I didn't put it in a jar, I just put it in a container. I'm just gonna reheat it up again tonight and we'll use it all. Now, if I did want to keep it up to 2 weeks, a mason jar would be ideal. You can either just refrigerate it inside of the can, or you can do a hot can method. They do have YouTube videos about that, but honestly, I just didn't want to do all of that today. Another thing that would help with the shelf life is using a citrus. Usually lemon would be the best thing, but again, we're gonna eat this tonight. Citrus also helps balance the flavor. Now at this point, I'm just trying to show you the consistency of what it is. I'm just trying to show you in the back of the white bowl that I have. So it's pretty thick at this point, so I'm not going to add any more cornstarch. I'm just going to go ahead and let it cook for another couple minutes, and I am going to put it inside the bowl. actually had planned on doing strawberry jam, but the kids end up eating most of the strawberries before I could actually do it. So tell me which one you would like better, either strawberry jam or blueberry jam. Write it in the comments below. Alright guys, that is our mom win for the week. Let me know in the comments below, what are you doing in order to better your kids' life? Again, we're just trying to incorporate more fruits and vegetables in their diet. And yeah, this is one of the things I do to really push that.
So many situations out there make it easy to give up.
Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep your mind, body, and soul clean.